my God, look at this.
The question is often asked, when will UFO disclosure happen?
These lights, they keep coming together.
The answer is, it has.
The New York Times revealed the existence of a secret government program to investigate UFO sightings.
This is a very complicated story. I have put a briefing together for every president since Bill Clinton. Interplanetary war.
Look at this.
This is the next big thing that they want the public to be afraid of.
This is a national security imperative.
We must have American dominance in space.
But it's all a lie.
The national security state, they want to establish a planetary government by spinning that this is a threat.
One set of facts, two narratives. The threat isn't extraterrestrial. The threat is covert human.
The Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind protocols developed by Dr. Greer is the most dangerous information he has released to the public. Human-initiated communication with extraterrestrials is possible.
All of us are going to know the truth. This is our moment.
We have the ability to change life for the better.
Consciousness isn't limited by space and time. What I'm doing with CE5 is the foundation for the relationship between humans and these extraterrestrials.
But the implications are absolutely profound. That shows consciousness does affect reality.
A critical mass of people can shift an entire civilization. But the intelligence community don't want the public to know. They say, what's in it for me? It's easy. A new world, if you can take it.
Oh my God.
The success of Unacknowledged, which has been seen by hundreds of millions of people now, caused a reaction within the intelligence community of the United States.
Average people see UFOs, on the news, right? All of a sudden it's real. UFOs, we've been tracking them in the sky. It took a long time for the mainstream media to finally admit that, yeah, they are in fact real. Why did we wait that long? Why did we wait for the mainstream media to tell us before we finally believed, hey, this is actually happening? And the challenge is, if there's potentially multiple narratives, how do you decide which one to go with?
Back in the 1990s, I was read into or briefed on a project that involved an interagency group that had the ability to disclose the ET presence in a way that would frighten everyone on Earth and convince the public that there was an alien threat, which is completely false. It's all a lie. So in the 1990s, I wrote a paper called When Disclosure Serves Secrecy. And what that means is there are two kinds of disclosures that might happen. A truthful one that is also a hopeful one, which is what I gave up my medical career to try to do. And then there's the one that is spun by the spin meisters, which runs like this. It's true, the UFOs are real. They're here as a threat. They're violating our airspace. They're a national security and a threat to our sovereignty. This is the next big thing that they want the public to be afraid of.
It's not a national security threat. It's not a threat to our species. It's not a threat to our planet. It's a threat to our view as ourselves as the be-all and end-all, that the entire universe was created as a stage on which to play out the human drama of one single species.
If you're traveling beyond the speed of light, I call it the crossing point of light. It's like this beyond the sound barrier. Well, there's something beyond the light barrier. And you're going from, say, the Andromeda galaxy. That's 2.5 million light years away. So at the speed of light, it would take 2.5 million years for them to get here. The speed of light's too slow. You cannot go from point A to B through the cosmos through a linear system of transportation. Moreover, you cannot communicate through those distances with something at the speed of light, which is what your cell phone and all these radio frequency electromagnetic communication devices we use now on Earth are using. Any civilization that is here, that is interstellar, by definition, is transdimensional. They're passing through other dimensions and dropping out of linearity and going from A to B, boom. almost like a teleportation where it's that resonant effect from point A to B. Any communications systems that these ETs have are also going at the speed of not light, but of thought, a quanta of thought. We think of consciousness and thought as this sort of amorphous, irrelevant, interesting, but mystical thing. But the central operating system and communication system for all interstellar civilizations is consciousness and thought, and technologies that interface with them.